All right, Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahawah, BAHASHEM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHEM, RAWCHA QADASH. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who teach and rule well, and peace and salutation unto the hopeful elect. This is Proverbs 11 and 21. This is the priest Bukwasha. This is Proverbs 11 and 21. It says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. So yeah, just going to show you that the wicked are not, they shall not go unpunished. And what I have here is a article that I ran across, and that it's not publicized too much on the internet. I searched for it, but yeah, I mean, for what I could tell, it's a pretty legit article. I'm actually going to show you this because this is a actual English translation of the article, but it says arrest of Pope Francis. All right. So now if you click here of where the original article is, as you can tell here, it's in French. OK, but if you translate it into English, it's going to tell you the same thing. Pope Francis arrested. And this was posted on March 24th, 2020. OK, so I'm going to go back to this other article because it's just easier to read. So I'm going to read this article, but this is going to show you how, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. And this is just, things that Esau, the so-called white man, doesn't want on the mainstream media. So if he doesn't want it to be known, the prophets of the Lord, the watchmen of the Lord, are really out here to actually reveal these things and to bring light to it, that these people are wicked, man. And the reason why he was arrested, which I'm going to read here, goes to show you part of his wickedness. OK, so let's read down here. It says, English translation: the Pope was arrested last Saturday, March 21st, 2020 at 4:30 a.m. by the Secret Service of the Italian Carabinieri. He was imprisoned under house arrest in his summer residence outside Rome at Castel Gandolfo. You're right. It says, reasons for the arrest: crimes against humanity, the sacrifices of children that he practiced in his black magic rituals, pedo Satanist rapes in meetings, and illegal stock exchange and banking operations carried out under his orders by the Vatican. Now, today is, I believe, let me see, it's a lot. Today is the 7th of May. And he was arrested on the 21st of March. But none of this information was actually publicized on the mainstream media, But just because the media isn't covering it, and just because it's not known, by most people, YAHAWASHI is still watching. And that's why the scripture says, though hand join in hand, although the Vatican and, all the rest of these other organizations are pushing an agenda of wickedness, so they're in collusion together. That's the hand join in hand. As scripture says, the wicked shall not go unpunished. So he's being punished now, but ultimately he will be judged. But stuff like this should be scattered across the news. This should be viral, not a man-made fake virus, But this is going to show you that this agenda of Esau's media is to protect his wickedness. OK, let's read this. Yeah, we'll read down a little bit more. It says pedo criminal. It says the Pope will continue to appear occasionally in public for Easter ceremonies, for example. But in fact, you should know that he is already in prison. So even if he's out in the public and things like that, this goes to show you how Esau will discriminate just to fulfill an agenda. OK, because if this guy was like anyone else, a citizen, he wouldn't be able to leave his house or go out and be amongst people. It says his arrest will not be revealed until the end of the year 2020, probably when the United States will also reveal its own mass arrest currently underway. All of this cannot be revealed to the public globally until the monetary reform is done around September, October, or November. Because, of course, this type of information will be a blow to the public's perception of priests, but not only that, of the Vatican and, their beliefs. Okay. Let's bring out this quick scripture. This is Psalms 35 and 8. It says, let destruction come upon him at unawares, and let his net that he hath hid catch himself. Into that very destruction let him fall. And that's exactly what's happening. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing the wickedness of the wicked, Esau, the so-called white man, falling upon his own head, bringing his own destruction, his own downfall, right before his face. And that's really just prophecy. It's the spirit of YAHAWASHI bringing judgment to the earth. This is Job 18 and I'm going to start at 6. It says, the light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down. See, because clearly we know that the Pope isn't speaking, righteousness anyway, but, he portrays himself to be, he, along with, the rest of these other religions, they portray themselves to be godly and spiritual, but they're none of the like. Okay. So his own counsel, what he's preaching to people, and doing behind closed doors, those things are now being brought to light. Okay. It says, verse 8, for he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare. And that snare was really presented by YAHAWASHI to catch him up and to capture him up in his own wicked deeds. Okay. Being a pedophile, fondling little boys, corrupt banking. What does it say here? It says, pedo Satanist rapes in meetings, an illegal stock exchange and banking operations carried out under his orders by the Vatican. Okay. And like I said, there's no information on the internet that I've seen aside from these two articles that really go into him being arrested. And as the article had said, this news isn't supposed to be revealed. It says his arrest will not be revealed until the end of the year 2020, probably when the United States will also reveal its own mass arrest currently underway. So, yeah, hey, look. The Lord is casting his own snare against the wicked, against Esau. As Esau is trying to set a snare for the people, YAHAWASHI is setting a snare for Esau. All right. It says the Pope will remain imprisoned under World War III. Until Salakia. It says the Pope will remain imprisoned until World War III and will be released by the Islamists when they invade Rome. The Vatican is currently under the guardianship of the Italian justice system and the secret service of the Carabinieri special anti-mafia forces. The entire financial administration of the Vatican has come under the control of the financial pole of the Italian justice system, and the financial police are combing through all the Vatican's accounts. So it appears as though, clearly this incident has gotten into these mafias, and they're willing to actually take on the Vatican at this time. It says, don't be surprised if you don't hear any more about some prelades and other high dignitaries who will disappear from the surface. The Vatican authorities may simply say they are sick to explain their absence. In any case, be sure that the Vatican will do everything it can to delay the information about this as long as possible or to hide this affair. It says, thanks to the Italian Q Force for their excellent work. My best regards, such and such. So, let me read this. It says, there is currently no further evidence or verifiable facts for this arrest, except the source of the same news in French referred to above at present. However, events are happening at hourly intervals, which will sooner or later show us whether this news is correct or not. So, yeah, I mean, this appears to be, kind of a whistleblower article in which the mainstream media isn't going to promote. And the reason why it's not going to promote it, because, I mean, it involves a very high prolific person, that most people believe to be holy and righteous. And there's no reason he should be involved with any type of pedophilic, sex, rape, or even the orders to commit such, banking, atrocities. But these things are on the Pope's watch. Okay, so we're gonna find out here very soon, how relevant this article is. But just the mere fact that it hadn't been publicized that he was arrested, that goes to show you how important it is for Esau not to have it in the mainstream media. So last verse here. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9 and verse. I'm gonna read 12 and just read the point. It says, for man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time, when it falleth suddenly upon them. And so that snare is by YAHAWASHI, engulfing them and entrapping them to be found guilty, under every sentence in which YAHAWASHI, has brought up against, Babylon, these false prophets, the Pope, and just wickedness in itself. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying for the elect. Once again, I'd like to say, call halal, like Yahawah by YAHAWASHI. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation unto the elect. Shalom.